Across LC with your hosts, Jeff Alsman and Cody Zitman.
And welcome to the A2Z Across LC podcast. My name is Jeff Alsman, and back from deep...
I'm back, baby!
In the heart of Texas, our athletic director and my co-host, Cody Zitman. Cody, welcome back. Missed you on the last episode. I know you were doing important business down there in Texas with both the men's and women's tennis teams at the national tournament. And welcome back. And I guess you're here to give us a little bit of a recap.
I mean, I'm fired up. I'm proud about the girls and the guys. I think that's the farthest that we've all gone. I mean, literally both trips went full days. We traveled back on the last day, and the tournament is really, I mean, it's a cool setup, not only the locations, Jeff, but also just how it's run. So you have almost 30 teams at that tournament with multiple players. And you get in and just because it's almost like a double elimination, but really it's kind of two tournaments in one. So you got main draw and you have consolation. So in the first couple of days, it irons it out with the skill sets, and then you make runs. And we had 2 runs in the consolation bracket that Menashe Barra went all the way to a consolation final for number 2 singles. And then our number 1 doubles went to the consolation final with the men, which was literally an 11 o'clock match on the last day. And then we're on the bus home right after. So proud of both teams. It's good to be back because, if you're going to play in Texas, you got to have a racket in your hand.
Did you just think of that?
Yeah,
or did you take 2 weeks to practice?
No. I had it as I was like, what am I going to say on the podcast? I was actually going to sing that to you on the rain delay that I couldn't get.
Ah, yes.
I couldn't hook up with you guys because
we tried to hook up with you while you were gone. And a big thanks to Mike Lemons for sitting in. While
Mike,
you were gone.
Yeah, I heard Mike was trying to steal my seat.
Well, a lot of people said it was the best podcast we've done so far.
So I can take one thing off my schedule. Is that what you're saying? Producer O, what do you think?
Couldn't care less.
Producer O never changes.
No, he doesn't. It's good. It's good to be back. And I'm ready to go.
And yeah, great for the tennis team. You get knocked into the consolation bracket. It'd be easy to just say, well, that's the end of that. No reason to keep fighting or anything, but to fight all the way back to the consolation finals.
Yeah, and you have to win multiple. And let me tell you, down there, one, it's hot.
Sure.
Okay, like literally it's 90, 100 degrees. And then 2, they're not just playing those, Pro set 6 or whatever. No, Pro set 8 is what it is. They're playing Pro set 6, which means you're playing 3 sets to get wins. And one girl we had, Morgan Keefe. I mean, you probably never played 3. She went all 3 sets. It's probably a 4-hour match one day. It's 100 degrees. She's cramping in her hand. She's cramping in her foot. She's cramping in her calves. She's battling. And not only that, it goes to a tiebreaker at the end of that. And she battles through. That's how she gets knocked out, then turns around and goes to the semifinal in the consolation side. And we actually had 3 girls in the semifinal playing to get to finals. And Menashe came out. So, I mean, they really bad. They did a great job.
It was probably so hot and tense, you were probably cramping up just watching it.
I mean, me and Kayla Hardigan, my head physio here, like we were nonstop at the courts all day long. There's a match over here, somebody else would get called. Match over here, somebody else. Plus, we're lugging around the water, the Gatorade, the liquid IVs, because we know, obviously, you're trying to hydrate, days before you even get down there. So it's a competitive experience where you probably don't have that all year long, because most of the time you're seeing one team, and now you're in this tournament that you're playing every day,
and you're seeing the best of the best
and the best of the best.
So no let up ever.
No let up. And the sites were awesome. Tyler, Texas were awesome. Collins College was awesome. Multiple courts, the setup, everything about it. They really did a great job.
We have what we hope is going to be a great podcast today. We're going to be talking about an event that's coming to us down at our Nelson complex that ties in with the Mississippi River Festival and the Route 66 Festival as well. And then we're also going to talk to Christina Wickenhauser, Associate Professor of accounting here, and she's bringing in one of our student champions.
They're the champs. They're the champs, FBLA.
FBLA state champions. We had several, and one of those is coming into the studio. And then when it's all said and done, we're going to have a live on the air. Do you say on the air for a podcast? I guess you do.
Yeah, you do. We're on air.
On the air taste test.
Yeah, I know. I didn't eat all day because you told me this is happening.
Yeah, and you've been looking forward to it. I know.
And what is the title? This is coming in.
We're going to have a new food service operation and location here on campus in the Commons Cafe area called Blazer Bites Cafe, and that's going to be coming later on with the start of the new semester. So can't wait to hear all about that, and we get to be the first to sample some of the goods. So
I love it. I'm fired up. I bet your campus is going to be fired up too.
I think so. I think you're right. Yeah. If the food's as good as we are excited to try it, you can't miss.
Well, let's get this show rolling. But I do want to say one shout out to old Thunder Dave on the road out there, our bus driver for 2 weeks straight. He was awesome. Thunder Dave.
Is that because he was driving through the rain the whole time?
Hey man, whatever you needed. I'll tell you what, that guy can put a 50-passenger charter bus wherever you want back into the... I mean, I was stressed sometimes in some of those parking lots.
Everybody off the bus. We need to park this lane.
That's right. So, Thunder Dave, he was awesome. So, shout out to them in Mid-America.
Well, good for Thunder Dave.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right.
Go ahead.
Oh,
you've only been gone one...
That's right. Hang on.
You already forgot the out cue?
No. I got it. 1, 2, 3. We are
LC A2Z.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been a process operator. Yeah, my path could have been in graphic design.
And welcome back to the A2Z Across LC podcast. Jeff Alsman here. Cody Zipman is alongside as well. And we're joined now in the studio by Peg Flack, who is going to be coordinating a Mississippi River Festival event at our Nelson campus in the LeClaire Room coming up in June. And she's also part of the Route, I guess it's Route 66. Is it Route or Route? How do you say it?
I say Route 66.
Okay, well, I should have said Route.
Oh, maybe
anyway,
I say Route.
It's Route.
Okay, Route.
I think it's Route.
It's Route.
Route 6, that's how I've always heard it. Route 66. And also with us is Rick Stankoven, a photojournalist who I'm told is a fantastically knowledgeable historian about the Mississippi River Festival that goes all the way back into the 60s, and I'm sure they'll tell us all kinds of stuff because, Cody, this is going to be very enlightening for you. I'm aware
60s,
of it.
Baby.
Yeah, you weren't around.
Peace, love, man. Yeah, let's go.
You've heard of it, you just weren't there. So welcome, both of you, to the A2Z Across LC podcast. And Peg, why don't we start with you? Tell us a little bit about your involvement and a little bit about what we can expect at the Talkback event down at the Nelson Complex.
Well, last year, a bunch of us met in a coffee shop and decided to enhance the Route 66 experience in Edwardsville from a one-day festival to a 4-day festival. And this year, our focus was to encompass just, if you take a little side road, there's MRF. And we wanted to include that for just this year. We're building toward the 100th anniversary of Route 66 in a couple of years. So it's a 5-day program this year with a Route 66 theme, but MRF encased in there. So we've got MRF events happening on Wednesday at the Madison County Historical Society, 2 shows on Thursday and Friday at the Wildey. Saturday is the Route 66 Outdoor Festival by the library in Edwardsville, and then the finale is the one we're going to talk more about today, which is the MRF Memories. It's called Backstage Behind the Scenes at the Mississippi River Festival, and it highlights Mark Pierce's book about MRF and our 3 very talented photojournalists who all worked at SIU at that time, as well as the co-authors with Mark. We're going to have a trailer for a video documentary that will be previewed. It's like 5 to 7 minutes, and an opportunity for people of my age to tell their memories of MRF, and those things will perhaps be integrated into Jack Tweston's documentary that he is working on. So we have a very dense program that's going to be available at the LeClaire Room, and we're very grateful to loop in Lewis and Clark College into our fold of all these different, we've got 6, 7 different community organizations, the City of Edwardsville and the library and the Historic Society and the Wildey, all coming together to put this event on.
Sounds like a neat opportunity to not only look back at history, but kind of bring back some history and kind of bring it back to life again. And Rick, I guess you're probably just dying to tell folks that are younger than Cody
Go, Rick.
What the MRF was and how important it was and what it was all about.
I will tell you, it's been a Rip Van Winkle event for me. Like, we fell asleep 50 years ago, and suddenly everyone's waking me up to talk about it. Mark Pierce contacted me in 2022, and I worked with Mark for decades at Nestle Purina on various projects and videos and stuff, and we would talk about the MRF while we were on assignment. And so he decided to write a book, and he came over and we dug through my basement. I didn't realize what I had because, it's 45 years later. I had 160 rolls of stuff I shot for myself, and then I worked for the university, and all that stuff is sitting in the library. And
now, when you say rolls, you'll have to mention that's film, because not everybody knows what that is these days.
And that's another thing. I really, really wish I had a time machine to go back in time and take my high quality digital cameras and reshoot everybody. But we found, Peg called up and said, can you come up with the three of us, maybe about 12 frames each to display, and talk about our favorite photo. Well, favorite photo from stuff from 45 years ago is difficult. And but actually, I did find a photo that was my favorite from then, and it was a favorite that was published at SIU in a publication that I shot. And I'm going to talk about that one. But between Mary Buckus, who shot Dennis Garrows, and myself, Dennis and I shot for Charlie Cox, who was the campus photographer, and he shot countless frames. But around 1976, 1977, he was getting tired of being at the MRF every night, and he actually asked me to work every summer. So I had to take summer classes, and I actually extended my years at SIU one extra year so I could accommodate Charlie. And Charlie was a mentor to Dennis and I. He taught us a lot, and he had us do a lot. So between shooting stuff for the university, and Charlie always insisted that we take a camera of our own because we were in photojournalism classes and we needed some work. So we shot some rolls for ourselves, for the class, which is going to be part of the show. Mm-hmm. And we came up with a lot of stuff, and we have lots of stories. And, if we're prompted enough, we'll tell them.
And Charlie Cox, too, has passed, and his son, Doug, has done about a 3-minute memorial video that we're going to be showing as part of the program. There's a whole lot of spinning plates in this program.
So talk a little bit about that time in our culture, and also about some of the groups that participated in those things and really, turned into some top name, groups. It was as you look back at it, a lot of them were just beginning to get, and maybe didn't even have name recognition, but certainly through part of that became quite famous and well known.
Yeah, some of the early ones, they were just beginning, but it was a combination of everything. It was the symphony, the St. Louis Symphony. There was dance recitals. There were, those cultural events. One of my favorite was a bluegrass festival on the site. It was really neat. I don't have any photos of them. They're in the files. But you have people like, gee whiz, before my time was Jim Croce. Harry Chapin was there 5 times. You know who Harry Chapin is? And don't say no.
No, sir.
Oh, Cody.
I feel so old.
You brought a
This is
photo.
Harry Chapin, okay?
He brought Harry Chapin.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And this is the type. These are the photos we're gonna show. These type of things. Harry Chapin was there 5 times, and the first time he was probably not that well known, but by the end of it, he was very well known. He died in an automobile accident in New York some years ago, and Jim Croce died in a plane crash. But anyway, Bob Hope was there. You know who Bob Hope is?
Who's Bob Hope?
Yeah, I knew he would say that. Just everybody was there. Lyle Ward likes to say that the MRF was like Woodstock before Woodstock, because we had more than half the acts at the MRF appeared at, well, many of the acts, half the acts at the Woodstock appeared at SIU before Woodstock. Woodstock came a little bit later, but Woodstock was only a few days. MRF was every summer, all summer, every night.
I was just going to ask that.
Yeah,
Every night. For how, 3 months?
And think about it. They had to do a lot of turnover. The crews would come in with a band. Let's say on Tuesday, the performance had to move out, quickly move in the next group, set it up. They had like 3 or 4 hours sometimes to set up,
Well, and
depending
when
on the group.
you think about all the cleanup that had to be done around the event, too,
there-
just all kinds of stuff like that.
There's going to be photos that I'm going to be projected at the Lewis and Clark Center that will show cleanup, people cleaning up trash and stuff like that. I'm trying to make it more than just the acts. The photos I picked out are employees, student workers, people in the audience, stuff like that. So it'd be more interesting. People walking in from the parking lot. That's an interesting photo because you're looking at it and, gee, look at those 45-year-old automobiles and look at their dress, you know.
Well, and think of how the campus down there has changed in those times, too. It was 1969 to 81, I think you said, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I was just starting college a couple of years before it all ended. And, I mean, the college has just changed so much just from then to now. But just, even going back another 20 years or 15 years or whatever before that, it's probably just night and day difference.
So it ended in 81?
Yeah, I photographed out there for 6 years, so that's half of it. So I did the last half. I got to campus in 72 and I shot, I think Stephen Stills was my first act I shot. My second one was Bob Hope when they said, write a story. I go, what? That's when I worked for the student newspaper. But I worked for the Illusto. I shot for a class. I shot for SIU for photo services. I shot for the Alton Telegraph in 77 and then the Globe Democrat in St. Louis for 3 years.
So what's the story behind it just being done in 81? I mean, I know it's a mini, but why didn't they just shrink it maybe to a week or?
In 79, Niederlander took over. Things were getting a little different down there. And SIU was trying to back out of it, or trying to figure out how not to be in charge. So they made a contract with Niederlander from New York. And they had it from 79 and 80, and 81 was the announcement. So they just had it a couple years. And they made some changes. First of all, they took away the tent, which was, to me... how
many people sat under the tent? It was a lot.
It was a big area. Mm-hmm. But the tent area was more expensive seats and comfy. And then there was the lawn area. And the tent was a lot of the character of the MRF. It was, that's why the performers loved it. It was, just an outdoor, comfy concert. And then the lawn tickets, they went cheap. Early days, I think they were $1 or $2. And but Niederlander took over, and the way I understood it, after 2 years, they just pulled out of it, and they had disagreements with SIU. They were not having the symphony and the cultural events. They only wanted rock concerts, and that wasn't the Niederlander way. So, and not having the cultural events and things were not the SIU way. So it just folded. And I was sitting downtown St. Louis in the photo department. Well, I wasn't sitting; I was working. But Pat Gowan was our editor in Illinois editor, and he called me up and said, "Get out to the site. We think it's going to shut down today." So I ran out to the MRF site and photographed the abandoned site. And by the time I got back to the office, it was going out of business. And so we had a photo feature in the Globe the very next morning.
So you have the final picture.
Well, I have.
And now it's woods, it's forest.
Oh, yeah, you go down there now and.
You can't even find the stage or anything.
Well,
it's kind of eaten alive by vegetation.
I've been down there.
So have you ever thought about your collection going to eBay?
No way.
No way. I didn't think so.
But we are going to have a really extensive exhibit of big photography framed art like that will be for sale, some of it.
Yeah, there's going to be about 40 of these. And I'm going to project, right now it's 433 other images is going to be projected. And it'll be pretty good.
So we're going to put that all in the atrium, that lovely atrium in O'Nelson. And I just pulled up, just as a case of interest, 1969, the St. Louis Symphony was there. Buffy St. Marie, that will mean nothing to you.
Oh, yeah, Buffy, yeah. The vampire?
The Vampire Slayer. He probably knows that. Buffy,
Janis Joplin.
Okay, I can get that. There we go.
Arlo Guthrie, Joni Mitchell, Iron Butterfly. Yeah.
Come on, Cody. Come on.
Yeah, the band.
Willie Nelson and the Eagles.
I have a lot of
The Who,
Willie Nelson.
the New Christie Minstrels.
The Who.
Okay.
The way you pop off into song all the time and you don't know these folks.
Joan Baez.
It just, it just comes.
Joan Baez was there. Yeah. So.
Cody.
I know.
It's all right. Keep throwing out names. I like it. I like history.
And that's just 1969. That was the first year. So.
You had no idea you were going to get such a cultural education today, did you?
No, but this is good. I enjoy talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm actually
Grateful Dead.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Buck Owens and the Buckaroos. Now Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, the Spinners. A lot of St. Louis Symphony.
I mean, these are names that.
So you had all these people coming in and just shuts down in 81.
Yeah, different nights had different types of music. Like I think the weekends had the symphony, and then there would be dance, and there'd be something else, and there'd be country, and then there'd be quiet rock, and then there'd be hard rock, like The Who.
Yeah.
The Guess Who.
So everybody just could come from different genres.
The Who, as they will say, if you read Mark Pierce's book, was the largest concert group in St. Louis area. They beat the Beatles. There was more people at MRF, 33,000 plus at the MRF for that concert.
That's awesome.
They were climbing over the fence.
And you say now it's woods?
Well,
it's part of the trail area? Is that what that is? Is it just all grown up?
The bowl that was the MRF, it was a natural bowl, is all trees. The stage and everything has been torn down. You see a little blacktop, and you might find a cable or a light stand or a speaker stand. They do have a cross-country
close
path
by.
that goes near
Right, yeah.
so you can work your way down there, and it's kind of interesting.
It is interesting.
Go in the winter; it's easier to find it than it is in the summer.
The trees are bare.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And I've been down there, I guess, twice, but during COVID, I had to ride my bike a lot.
Don't you feel like this is a movie? You walk out there in the winter, you close your eyes, and all of a sudden it's nothing, but then bam, you're back into the crowd?
Yeah, kind of.
I think it could be.
It's kind of. During COVID, I had to ride my bike on the Edwardsville bike paths, and I would ride by the site, and I would listen to Harry Chapin or America.
Bring you back?
It would bring bring you back.
Yeah.
And
They did have a revival event. How long ago was that, Rick? I went to it. It was in the
me too. And
Meridian Ballroom.
There was two events. There was the one in the Meridian, and then they had a 50th anniversary event in the library, which I was at. But that's been about it.
They put us in little golf carts or something and took us down close to the site, and we walked around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Route 66 Festival, so that just wraps in like a tip of the cap to the MRF?
For this year, because Route 66 is, and they're just right there is MRF. Because Route 66 does go through Edwardsville, we just looped it in this year to give it its little spot in the sun. And next year, it'll probably be just Route 66, and then the 100th anniversary will be Route 66. But this seemed like a really good year to to encompass a lot of history with this. And Mark's book just came out last year.
Cool.
Yes, Mark's book is great. I mean, it explains a lot about the MRF. He never was there because he was too young, but he did a lot of research, talked to a lot of people, and he explained the one thing I never knew about the MRF being there is why. Why was the MRF in SIU in Edwardsville? And he explains that very well in the book. And he has lots of stories. So Mark did the research.
We're looking forward to the Q&A part. Yeah, because
Sounds like,
Mark speaks.
Sounds awesome.
The 3 photojournalist speaks. We've got our 2 little trailer videos, and then it'll be Q&A, which is blown out. Mark's done his speech in various communities. I think he was in Staunton. He was at the Main Street Community Center.
Gillespie.
And it fills the room because it's people of my generation hearing the backstories of a place that they went as kids, and it's very interesting.
His events have been standing room only and very animated. There's usually a few people in there that have a lot of memories.
Oh, sure, I bet.
Things to tell.
Which is why we've got the video booth. We're hoping to capture those and make them part of the archives at the Madison County Historical Society, as well as Jack might put them into his documentary.
Yeah.
So give everybody the particulars again about the event, the date, the time, how early they should get there, and all of that.
So it's at 2 o'clock on June 9th in the LeClaire Room at the Lewis and Clark campus in Edwardsville. And it will be about a 90-minute program with the Q&A then added on, and people having these interest booths where they can go tell their stories and have them videoed. They can have refreshments from Bella Milano, which was very nice of them to donate. There's going to be a cash bar. People want to stay. I've got a feeling they're going to kick us out around 5, and we'll find another place to go to talk, because people are animated. Like Rick said, I mean, this really does blow out in the Q&A. So formal program of 90 minutes, and then it's a little more mushy with people probably getting together and sharing memories. And
sounds like a great time for folks from that era or that have heard about it to get together and kind of reminisce. And we want to thank both of you for being with us and sharing the stories with us, and hope the event has a great turnout and you all have a great time. It really sounds like it's going to be a neat thing.
Thank you. There's a lot we've gotten a lot of good feedback. We're looking forward to it.
We'll take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about some FBLA State Champion Award winners here on the campus right after this.
We are
LC A2Z.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark. I got my start in the radio program that put me on the path to where I am today. We still do radio, but now we're so much more. Podcasting, producing, and editing, not to mention new equipment, studios, courses, and a new name. If you want to work in professional media or create better content for the things you love, do like I did and discover your path at Lewis and Clark Community College. Enroll today at lc.edu.
Welcome back to the A2Z Across LC podcast. Jeff Alsman here, Cody Zittman alongside. We're joined now in the studio by Christina Wickenhauser. She is the Associate Professor of Accounting, and also Lewis and Clark student Nick Edwards, who is one of many who received one of the Future Business Leaders of Association, or FBLA, State Champion Awards.
Champs.
We welcome you both to the podcast. And Christina, tell us a little bit about the award, if you would, and then we'll talk to Nick and see how he turned his project into a trophy.
Can we have some back music when we do this in post? We are the champions.
Oh, for sure.
100%. Now, you just gave away the secrets that we have post, editing. People didn't know that.
People know that. They like to be behind the scenes.
Okay.
We're like a documentary.
I concur.
You know what I thought when we were on the road? Islands in the stream. That is what we are. I was thinking about you the whole time. I was missing you. Anyways, back to the guest. Let's go back to the guest.
I'm not sure, unless you're talking about large sea animals, I'm not sure how Islands in the Stream plays into that at all. But
back to the champions.
Yeah, let's go back to where we were. Christina, sorry for the interruption.
All right, no problem. Yeah. FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America, has been around since the 50s. They're in middle school, high school, and the collegiate level. They went through a rebranding. They were called Phi Beta Lambda, but now we're just all across the board, Future Business Leaders of America. And it's a wonderful program because it takes the concepts that students are learning in the classroom and brings them to life. So we had a state championship competition, and there are over 31 different categories that people can compete in. And one of the areas I'm very excited about, the students that participated, and some of them were very introverted. Not that Mr. Edwards here was ever introverted, which is an awesome quality.
I was born extroverted. Yeah,
we can tell.
Yeah, straight out the womb. Straight out the womb.
But it gave them, the ones that were more introverted, an opportunity to do things like public speaking. It was an impromptu speaking that I think almost everyone did. They were given a topic. They had like 5 minutes to prepare, and then they spoke in front of judges. We had people compete in sports management, job interview skills. I mean, accounting. It was across the board. There's so many opportunities for them to step out and test some of their knowledge. So
now, before we get straight to Nick, we couldn't bring everybody into the room.
Right.
But you had multiple winners. Can you kind of either mention their names or discuss how many you had, something to give us an overall picture of how successful the program became?
Yes. So we had 5 students competing. So Nick Edwards, our president. We had Eva Vumard, she's our historian. Vandeja Pittman, she's our CFO. Brianna Welch, she was our
VP of Marketing.
Thank you, VP of Marketing. And then Mason Farrell, who is our Executive Vice President. So 5 students, and we brought home 7 first place awards because they competed in, they could compete in up to 5 different categories, and most of them did compete in 5 categories or, a few different ones. So 5 first place, 2 second places, and 3 third places. So we were very excited.
And was this the first year here at LC that we had it?
Yes. So we just started this club last August of 2023, right? So
you made quite a first impression.
We did.
I mean, first year coach, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so. Rookie coach.
Do we have vacancies? Is that a challenge, I think, from Christina to my coaching staff? First year?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That is awesome. Okay, Nick. So you've just been waiting patiently over there. I'm just going to let you know you're going to love Nick's voice when you hear it.
Go,
in
Nick.
just a minute. So tell us, Nick, about your award, your project, what you had to do, and how you got the idea, and just all of that.
So the one I'm most proud of is the one I got first place in with Brianna and Vandeja. Basically, we had to create a whole marketing scheme for a website. How we're going to brand it, how we're going to push it out, how we're going to track if you're using the app to get to the website, if you're using the actual website to get there, however you're doing it, we have to promote that, and then we have to do an innovative outreach with it as well. We killed it. I mean, like it was one judge in the middle, like he was like straight face, like the whole time, but everybody else was like nodding their head, yes.
He was the guy who wasn't technologically advanced, so he didn't understand everything you were talking about.
I don't know. They say he's the hardest judge there, so I think he's just.
What was the feedback from him? Did they give feedback after?
They asked some questions, and then like, how is it going to work? And it's all like fictitious. So whatever I tell you is going to work. So
because you're making it up as you go for the scenario.
Correct. Right. So I mean, they gave us some pretty, I guess you could say,
you got to be quick on your feet though when they put you in, a case like that and say, well, what do you do if, or what's going to happen if this happens, and you just have to talk on the fly.
Yes. So the one that we did was basically it helps you pick your professor based off of how they teach and how you learn. Like studies show that a lot of students drop out because the way that the teacher teaches, they don't learn that way. So they have to retake the class with a different professor, which teaches the way that they learn. So in our fictitious scenario, that was one thing that you could do. So it's pretty good. Like if we were to actually do this, I think it would like work.
You should have switched it around and said it's how do you pick your judge. That's what you should have done.
I mean, we could have did that,
sure.
Because that guy, I'm telling you, was no smiles, no cracks, no nothing.
That really puts the pressure on you because you're thinking, oh, what's he thinking? Oh,
we need to have him on the podcast.
It's going to
see if we can make him
smile. Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me about the nerves behind this when you get in the competition, right? Because like Christina was talking about, hey, they give you a scenario and then you're an introvert, but then you got to public speak. Like right now, sitting in this chair, I was petrified.
Really?
of that. Yeah, because
Why?
I can't stand any of the public speaking and stuff,
Really?
and I have to do it a lot of the times. So
You're a coach, right?
yeah, you can call me that, but
So what's
not
the
as much.
difference?
I don't know what the difference is. I guess maybe because I'm confident in some of those things, and maybe this scenario that they put you in, I wouldn't be as much.
Really?
So just walk me through that as a team and just an individual.
So for the impromptu speaking, like I wasn't nervous at all. I grew up in sports. I grew up in church, so speaking publicly is not a difficult thing for me at all. The most difficult thing was I like to have statistics, like when I'm talking, and you can't use your phone to look up anything, and you get a note card. You got 10 minutes, and you got to speak for 5.
That's the old-fashioned way.
So
Yeah.
I don't have any statistics to back up their
data.
question. Yeah, so that's like the hardest part. But
Yeah.
like from playing basketball, like being a floor general, it's easy for me to project my voice and use my hand movements like I'm supposed to in any situation. So it wasn't difficult.
What about your
at all.
teammates? Did you have to pump them up?
No.
Like if they were nervous?
And this is why. The first trip we went on was to Iowa. And the car ride there, I promise you, it was not talkative at all.
So quiet.
But then
were you feeling it? My team's nervous.
It was no.
normally the person who sits in the passenger seat stays awake. No, Mason was not paying attention at all. Like he was in his own world on his
Somebody
phone.
just name dropped Mason.
Mason
Farrell.
Mason Farrell, one of my athletes.
Yeah. So
Fortunately, Mason wasn't driving.
yeah, but then we just like, because we all didn't know each other. Like this is the first year, so no one knew each other prior to. But then like at the competitions, we don't know anybody but who you kind of roll with. So you start gravitating closer, and then we went to like kind of like a Dave and Buster's type of thing out there, and we just got closer and closer. So then we just started pushing each other. So the 2 ladies that I did do the competition with are very introverted women, but now it's like they're breaking out of that shell. They project their voice really well. Bree came with some hard facts. Like she kind of led our marketing presentation. Like she was I would say she was our team captain for that event, hands down. And I'm just so proud of them ladies for getting out of their shell and being awesome, to be honest with you. Yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
so since we're on that, we're kind of going down that lane. Christina, what are some things that you saw in your students from that first car ride to the end in ways that they grew, and became more proficient, more confident, that sort of thing?
Yeah, for sure. Poor Vandeja, I'm going to pick on her, but she was probably the most introverted as we first all got together. She had very few words to say, even in class. She was one of my students, and that's kind of how I recruited all these people. They're in there like, you need to join this club. Yeah. So that's high pressure sales. That's what I teach. No.
She name dropped FBLA probably 17 times the first day of class.
Like, oh, for the love of God, I will join. Just shush.
Yeah, I was like, well, she's gonna be my professor. I probably should get some brownie points to go ahead and at least show up.
Good.
Right?
Yeah, that's good.
It was like in the beginning that she did her housekeeping, said something else, and then at the end, don't forget. So if you guys are really interested in it, we're meeting this day, and I was like, I need an A. So I'm gonna go and try, and then it's been great. I'm really happy that I had an advisor like her, and she's a great teacher as well. Professor, I'm sorry.
Thank you. So Vandeja, so smart, but so just quiet. One of those just young, introverted individuals. And so during the first trip, she broke out a little bit and a little bit more. We've done various speaking events over the year, and we had a foundation board meeting lunch, and she was still a little bit too nervous to speak at that. But then last month, we actually presented to the college board, and she was able to speak, and she spoke so eloquently. And I could see a shift in her confidence even in class. She wasn't afraid to, kind of speak up. And there's this cute bantering that happens between all of them now. They are just like their family. And they encourage each other and drive each other nuts in the same kind of sentence and time period. So it's a really unique thing to see how they've evolved, and they realize that, hey, you can really accomplish anything that you try. You are as good as anybody else that's out there competing. You put in the work, and let me tell you, they really put in the work. They met with me, but they also met outside so much more as a group. So their dedication to the event, to encouraging each other, it's just really grown them a lot.
What were your expectations being the first year and taking the group up there and trying to win these awards? Did this like blow your mind when you had so much success, or did you think it was possible? What where were you gauging where the program might be and what their chances were?
Well, I've been fortunate that I could see them practice and the time and effort that they put in. So I knew that we were going to walk away with some wins. And then you get there and you're like, oh, did they freeze in there? Because I wasn't allowed to go in and watch them.
You had to wait.
I had to
outside.
wait outside.
Oh my God.
It was awful. I took them to the door and dropped them off like a parent does to kids on the first day of school. I'm like, oh my gosh, are they going to be okay? Oh. So they'd come on, they'd give me their feedback, and they were very hard on themselves. Like I think it was Bree who just swore she blew impromptu or job interview. I'm not sure.
Job interview, and she got first place.
And yeah. At the night of the dinner, when they announced all the awards, and I kept videoing everybody, and I just, when you add it all up, I mean, that many, I didn't expect that many first places. I knew we were going to place and do well, but I was blown away. It was awesome.
Probably quite a celebration after dinner, I suspect, when everybody got their awards.
Yeah, the biggest fear I had was everyone not placing and being able to go to nationals. Like that was my biggest concern. Because that car ride back was going to be very discouraging. You know, if 5 of us, only 4 of us make it, or something of that nature. Like I was very, I was worried. Like I was genuinely worried about that. But everybody placed. 7 first place our first year going up there. Like I hear so much from different people I don't even know. Like, oh, we seen you on the website. You guys are doing great. Keep it going. Like as a founding president of this chapter, it's like a whole lot of weight and the team I have, they're great. Like they're great. Like Vandesha, she will not let me slack. Like I promise you, like she's like my little sister that's like right under you that don't let you like fall off. Like hands down.
Teams
like,
pushing one another.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a higher compete level. That's what that
100%,
is.
100%.
Well, does it go to another level now, or is this it for this year and you start all over again and take another team next year?
So we're actually headed to nationals here at the end of June. So instead of competing just with the state of Illinois, it's every state across the country. So we'll be in Orlando from June 26th through 29th or something like that. And it's going to be an event that I think is going to be overwhelming from what we hear. There's going to be so much going on. But I still feel like we have just top-notch students that have been preparing and still fully expect to bring home some more first place win positions.
Sounds like we have some follow-up guests on a future podcast.
Yes, we do.
So one last question before we let you go, and that is, Nick, I'm curious, did you get your A?
Not because of joining FBLA.
Not because of FBLA, but I just completed my first year of college and I have a 4.0.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on the award. Good luck at the national competition. And hopefully we'll get together again here just in a few weeks down the road when you get back and we can celebrate again.
Yes, sir.
That's great.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being with us. When we come back, we've got something neat for you. That's the only tease you're going to get. You'll have to wait to find out. So we'll be right back after this.
FBLA. We are
LC A2Z.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but dental hygiene could have been my thing. Or my path could have been conservation.
And welcome back once again to the A2Z Across LC podcast. My name is Jeff Alsman. Cody Zipman is here as well. And this is going to be a fun segment. We have a new cafeteria site that's going to open up on campus. It's called Blazer Bites Cafe. And we have with us the owners of LeMay's Catering, Jason and Kayla Harrison, and they are the ones that are going to be handling that business operation and providing food service for the students and faculty and staff on campus. And they have brought in some samples, Cody.
This is the only reason I came back from
I knew
Texas.
it was. I knew
only
it
reason
was.
I came back from Texas.
I knew it. So before we get there, because I know you've been sitting on pins and needles, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome, guys.
Tell us just a little bit about LeMay's Catering, how you became involved, what you do, what different types of things that you do, and then we'll get down to why we're really here, and that's to do the taste test.
You want to start it?
Jason owned a couple, carry-out spots, barbecue and fish, but we seen a need for children's catering. Our kids was coming home from school starving, not eating the school food, and we kind of did our research, and it opened up that we were able to provide food for a daycare. So we started there, and it just kind of took off from there. So that was kind of one of our specialties that we specialize in is children's catering. And then it just grew, and we do events, and we have Cafe 111 on 111 4th Street, and now we're going to grow into this. So you want to back me up on filling the gaps?
Yeah, so she stated I had a barbecue place, a fish place, and so always been in the hospitality industry. And then we together opened up LeMay's for seeing the need of like children not eating. And from there it grew into events. We did staffing, have a food truck. Recently now with the Cafe 111, and now here are going to be Blazer Bites and looking to see what else we can do.
What was the just the bill? What's the time frame in all of this from your barbecue spot to
Yep. So did the barbecue, started that in 2010, and then it was like every 2 years.
Every 2 years.
Doing something else different.
Yeah.
And
See what works, see what doesn't, and just move from there.
Now you guys have kind of divided up the business a bit where each one of you kind of have your own roles, correct? Kind of describe that for us a little bit. How's that all work out?
She's the boss and I do it.
That's what I thought.
He's the worm that gets the fish and then bring the fish to me and I cook it. So basically.
Well, that's one way. I get, that just created a visual.
I love the, I could see the opportunity and I put it together in my head and then I bring it to her and the team and they tell me how crazy I am and stop bringing stuff and then I'm just like, and an execution date is in a month.
Yeah.
That's generally how it works. All right,
so they got to be fast moving.
Wait, come on. So you're the creative team that comes over and says, "Oh yeah, we got to have this done in a month," and they got to get it done.
Yeah, it's like I signed the deal and then be like, "Hey, we got to get this done."
So it's like when he's out talking to the customer, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. We get back, we can do that, right? We can do that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a car salesman with no cars. He's like, I just sold this guy a Cadillac, so tomorrow there better be a Cadillac on the lot tomorrow.
That's how it's done.
Gotcha.
So it's obviously blossomed and become successful, and you are one of the approved caterers here on campus as well for our events. So tell us a little bit about what the Blazer Bites Cafe is going to be like, and then we'll get into the goodie bag.
Trendy. Fun, steady, evolving. I mean,
okay.
I don't want to put it in a box because I don't want you to when you come in and think that that's it. We always want to keep you on your toes. We're like, oh my goodness, from the online ordering to mobile ordering to the gear we'll have to the food specials. I mean, it's just going to steady. We're looking at entrepreneurship pieces of this and just we're going to grow. I build it and then I make the team execute it. So
the beginning of it, just the Blazer Bites Cafe itself, the delivery of the food there in it'll be in the Commons Cafe area for the folks that are familiar with the campus. That's just really a small piece of your long range vision for this for the program then. So we'll continue to see things added on as it moves along.
Yes, sir. But we're going to have some great food items that I believe people are going to love. It'll be some of your staple items, but I think you're going to be surprised when you come through there. Even just from the overall, like if you go to the Commons now and to the date we're about to open and just look at like the partnership with Lewis and Clark and us, how it's about to change. It's about to be it's going to be crazy. I promise you, you will not recognize like that space.
And it will open on what date?
It's the middle of August, I believe.
So when the new semester starts. Okay. All right. So what do you have for us to sample today? And this is the first time we've ever done a food sampling or taste test on the podcast.
These mics are going to be covered. Can you wash these mics?
Yeah. Is there like?
How do I eat food on the mic?
Is there like a lot of sauce and gravy involved here that we're gonna have to change outfits halfway through or anything like that? Individual.
Oh, you put it in back.
Oh,
you're
my.
Awesome.
Oh my. Oh my goodness.
Didn't know there was a third.
Sorry, man.
Oh, that's okay. He's going to jump in here before it's over.
You got a steak Philly, a chicken Philly, and our chicken tacos.
Really? A steak Philly, a chicken Philly, and chicken tacos. I'm going to try. I don't know.
Do I need to wait for you? Can I just eat? Well, I haven't eaten all day.
I'm going to see if producer if I can get this is I could dump this all
good.
Over the board, but
that's good. You're in the.
That's what that's the half of it is the chicken, half of it is a steak Philly, and then right down in the lower right-hand corner is the chicken taco and some sauces. And this is just a sampling of what we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can see what a whole Philly will look like, but you've got half and half. Yep.
Okay. All right. So
do you cook this?
I did not. One of our employees did that, but I can.
Really?
You know what I should have done? I should have gone out and gotten us some A2Z logo bibs.
I'm eating this. Can I eat
this?
this?
Go ahead. Close up on Cody because he's diving in.
Money.
That's the chicken taco, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And producer I'm going to try to take small bites so I can leave some for you because I know you're wanting to check this out too, and I don't blame you. The aroma when they opened up the boxes here like changed the whole studio.
It was.
So what kind of sauces do we have? Is it
that's just sour cream and salsa for your taco?
Okay. All right. Well, I'm afraid if I use that, I would embarrass myself. So I'm gonna go dry with mine. Cody probably doesn't care.
I'm not afraid to be embarrassed on this podcast.
Okay, so here we go. He's already. Oh, you're already into the second entree over there.
I told you I haven't eaten all day. This is awesome. Very good.
Awesome.
That's good. Oh my goodness.
So what's the you told me about the
keep talking. I'm busy.
The entrepreneur side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you envision from? Plus, I'm intrigued about the online ordering stuff. So there could be a kid in the class and just shoot you something.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
And what we're trying to set up now is where we're going to have Blazer Bite gift cards.
Mm-hmm.
So every parent need to listen to this. Your child can be here at school and you can refill their card for them so they can buy food.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna give me a card.
Yeah. So before even coming in here, you can get that, and we can. I guess let's say I'm recruiting an athlete or whatever, and we're talking. Okay, we have apartments over here, and it's not. I want to say like you'd have a meal plan almost, but in here it's this gift card, and you can refill it as they're here the entire time.
Yes.
So a built-in. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that was you. You guys that money.
Yes. So, and what I envision with the entrepreneurial piece is, because I'll be here on campus when we first start off here for quite a bit. So hopefully those who want to be entrepreneurs, whether in the hospitality industry or just in general, will be able to come in and be inspired when they hear my story of how we got started. You know, we didn't have any mentors per se, or we didn't have that generation before us that actually passed us a baton and helped us in entrepreneurship. So, which means we learned everything on our own. We're in our doctorate program now with entrepreneurship that we paid for.
Gotcha. We paid our dues.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
you paid your dues. Yeah. So let me ask you one more, but just because we had
I'm glad you're taking over because I just dove into
I got you, man. I got you picked up. Because this is intriguing to me in the cloud, because you're talking that way and you went through the grind. Do you think possibly in the future that could be a piece of our business side of things? If Blazer Bites is here on campus and you're talking entrepreneur, what if you two just so happen to also be this entrepreneur class?
Yes.
Is that an avenue
We just
that you
literally
might wanna
talked
be?
about that this
we
morning.
was literally talking, Professor Christina.
Yeah.
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 That's what I was talking to her about in the green room there.
Because what a partnership.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah.
come to LC, you have this. It's a homegrown, basically business. You guys saw a need off your kids. So you went in to feed them. You grew from there, and now all of a sudden you did all the grind. And not only do you have us a meal plan and food here on campus, you also do one of the classes in your story to the people just starting out.
Yes.
So I think that would be awesome.
We would love to make that partnership happen.
Okay, so I'm the creative person. So to Dr. T, we need to make this happen in a year. All right, I made a deal right now on the podcast. We're going to make this happen in a year. We got to figure it out.
You heard it first here,
Yeah.
Dr.
Yeah,
T.
There you
Dr.
go.
T and Dr. Sue, right? Is
Yep.
that all of them? I think that's what we need. Academic side? Charisse maybe too as well. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know who all's
We
involved.
made the deal right here.
right here.
Figure it out.
But I have a feeling he can tempt them with some of the
Yeah, you could.
some of the entrees.
This is awesome.
So I have taken a bite out of all three. I don't know that I could pick a favorite.
I mean that's good, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
Because of the
this is just the beginning, so don't pick a
Yeah.
favorite yet, because what we're going to do, I was telling them in the meeting, before we even open up for the students and different ones, we're going to have everyone come over for a
Soft
Get together?
opening.
soft opening.
Okay.
Call
Okay.
it, yeah.
Sneak peek.
What
I
I
like that better, sneak peek.
sneak peek. What I would say right away is everything that you have here, the taco, the both halves of the sandwich with the chicken and the steak. You didn't stop there. I mean, everything. It's not bland. It's all well seasoned. It's like the little finishing touches that that you don't always
details.
get when you just go up and order a taco or a sandwich type thing, and maybe they have the stuff on the side. You can add it if you want, but I mean, it's right there, and it kind of puts in my mind that you like go a little beyond what you might have to go to just to make sure that the quality and the taste and the delivery is there. This is really good stuff.
Yeah, in a day and time where you have so many options and you can spend your money anywhere, and money's tight.
You want to be different.
Yeah, and we want to make sure that it's filling, right?
Yeah.
And it
It's
tastes
good.
really good. So
Now, my other question I'd have before you go, Cody, is do you deliver to my office? That's
Jeff, we would definitely
All right.
just
Someone just need to let me use the golf cart.
Hey, anytime you want to come over athletics and use the golf cart,
Cody
come on
probably
over.
get that for you for
All right, I'll
sure.
give you
Yeah, deliveries.
Can Producer O, if I pass this over to you, would you take a bite of each just to?
I'm good right now. Thank you.
Okay, all right. I'm just,
Dang it, I lost my question.
I'm
before you
sorry,
had
I didn't
one.
mean
That's
to-
okay.
I
Oh
didn't-
yeah, soft opening. How soft is this opening? That's what
Cody
we're
wants to
talking
know if
about
he-
the week.
He wants to know if he can bring the family and friends and
I'm just saying, I got 3 teams back August 1.
No.
And
Okay.
2 soccer teams, a volleyball team. They'll be here August 1 all the way. And a lot of them, soccer, there's a lot of internationals there. So, they're living on this campus. And if we're talking about a soft opening, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be soft if you guys are telling the athletic director, hey,
if word
come on.
gets out.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, almost half the athletic department. I mean, we're estimating about 200 athletes next year.
Some of those
So-
folks
Wow,
can
that
eat
is
too.
awesome.
And we're right off your back door if you're in the Commons. So,
That is awesome.
yeah.
You've just put his creative juices to work again now. He's
I just like
Yeah.
I like how you tied everything together, right? Because you have a lot of questions here. We've tried this down the road in the past, but this seems like you said different. This is, hey, we're not going all the way to a meal plan, but it's pretty dang close with a card. We're delivering. The food is not cafeteria food, as Jeff said. There's extra there. I mean, this is pretty exciting.
Yeah, we have some other future plans that I thought of that I'm really working hard to try to make happen. You want me to release it?
Well, that's up to you.
No.
This yours.
Be careful, right? You can come back.
You want me to
You
release
can set seeds or.
Dude, should I release it?
She's
No.
the boss.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good call.
boss says
No.
It's going. I promise you,
hold
when it happens, it's going to change the market.
Oh,
I promise you, it's going to help so many students.
what a great tease
who,
that is.
I like that.
So many students who might be on budget,
Yeah.
and but wants a good meal. I promise you.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
So we
well,
might have a line. You're saying.
I'm saying
Of people coming from the community
if
of
it's-
Blazer Bites.
If my system works right, we shouldn't have to have a real long line, because with online ordering, pickup, delivery, different things like that, we're really trying to make sure that people experience is great. So again, like I told you, the atmosphere is going to be so.
All right.
Wait till you see it, man. I promise you, it's going to be.
All right.
You all work here, so you see this place all the time. But wait till you see the atmosphere.
All right.
Well, he has thrown the gauntlet down. He's setting the stage for what it could be, and now. I was going to say I'm hungry, but I'm not going to be in a moment. But I'm excited. To see what the future holds for the Blazer Bites Cafe, and I want to hurry and get this ended so I can finish, because I can't talk. It's not polite to talk with our mouths full.
What about a shout out? Like who from our group? Like, did you guys seek us out, or who found you?
I did.
Who do we tip? You guys so?
Yeah.
Right.
So I came here. I seen that you didn't have a cafe. I kind of asked around as I was walking on campus, just being a little nosy. And then I wrote the president a letter.
All right. I like it even more.
And then they offered me to come in and pitch.
Cool.
So
there you go.
Shout out to the president for telling his assistant secretary to reach out to us. But
Sweet.
yeah, I seen an opportunity, which is a word for any entrepreneur out there. Seize the opportunity.
I like it. I'm
Well,
fired
we're
up.
excited to see what the future is going to bring here with the food service on campus with LeMay's Catering and Jason and Kayla and all of his ideas. And I think just when you think you've seen the last one, there's probably going to be another one that it just seems like it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Do you think these come to you just like in your sleep? You just don't sleep well, and so you're...
No, he does not sleep well. Which in turn, I don't
Means
sleep
you don't
well.
sleep well.
Because then he's up.
Yeah. I'll wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning with just blurting out stuff.
You're a grinder. I like it.
It just comes.
Well, can't wait to see what comes next.
Yep, me too. Great to meet you guys.
Yeah.
Blazer
Thanks.
Bites is what comes
Blazer
next.
Bites is what comes
You don't
next.
have to.
Yeah, let us
tell you.
do that first. Just stop there.
Start there,
Oh, I thought we already had this on camera.
and then we'll see what happens after we get that open. Well, we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much. The food honestly, it's outstanding. I think you're going to love it. It's really good. And producer O, I know you're going to get a bite before you leave today. So
You're going to get a bite of Jeff's.
we don't want to leave producer O out. That's for sure. I guess that's it. Oh, we should say it's going to be opening again in the fall with the fall semester. Mm-hmm. And other than that, it's just like stay tuned. I suppose.
Be on the lookout.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout. Circle up athletes. Circle up soft opening.
Soft opening. That's right. Thanks again so much for being with us. Thanks for bringing in the treats. We're going to enjoy those here very much. So thanks again. Cody, you want to take us out?
Shout out to my campus family. It's good to be home. We are
LC A to Z.